Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy, joined here by Casey. And for your viewing pleasure, we will be doing episode 15 of the Bangcast. Now, I struggled a little bit this week to figure out what we were going to talk about here on the Bangcast. I, of course, last week was sick. So,
and I have absolutely no idea.
And on top of that, I forgot what we were going to talk about last week. Right. So, yeah, it was rough. Anyway, so I was watching a television show. Obviously, with the massive amounts of free time I've had, right, over the past couple months, I've been doing that a lot. So anyway, basically, the premise, and this is how this all got set up. The premise of the TV show is there's this lunatic rich person who built a train to keep the train driving around the world because the world, froze.
I think I've seen this movie. This is a movie. This isn't a TV show.
No, it's a TV show.
Well,
it's called Snowpiercer.
It's based on a movie, then.
It's based on a book.
Okay, well, the movie came out first.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who's the guy that played Batman in American Psycho? Christian Bale. Christian Bale was in a movie called Snowpiercer, and it's basically the same exact movie.
Okay. All right. Well, so maybe you have a little bit of familiarity with it. But anyway, also in the TV show, the billionaire rich guy is played by Sean Bean.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, apparently one of the things that this guy likes to do is he likes to sit in bathtubs with people, hand whoever he's sitting in the bathtub with people, a shaving straight razor,
right,
and make them, force them, psychologically, not by telling them to do it, but to cut themselves. I mean, it seems like a really super, super weird.
Yeah, very
weird situation and everything, from the get-go. And, so, I watched this for, the first time and everything and whatnot, and then when the episode is over, and I see the credits come up, they put up, if you're feeling, thoughts of suicide or depression, yada, 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 call this number. And that triggered me.
Why is that?
Because it wasn't thoughts of suicide or depression. It was a megalomaniacal guy forcing these people to do this. But obviously, they have to put this up, because there's too many softies out there. We'll call them.
I think I understand that there's a lot of soft people out there.
But just to finish up my thought, this, like I said, it triggered me. So that's what we're going to talk about here this week on the Bangcast. Stuff that triggers us.
Stuff that triggers us. All right. I mean, there's quite. I mean, I can't off the top of my head. I'll have to. I wish I had time to think about it, but I know there's times when I get triggered. I mean, you go for my buttons every now and then just to get me to go there.
That's right. I work on like a puppet.
The first thing that I can think of is when I don't have control of something. Well, I mean, I don't have to be in control of something all the time. But
before you move into what you were. I mean, do you want to even comment on the whole thing about them putting that message up at the end? Is that something that bothers you, or am I the one in the minority on this?
I mean, I think it's a noble thing for them to
trying to inform people and everything.
Inform people, right?
Okay, I can understand that if it was a suicide thing, but that wasn't a suicide thing. It was just because someone was cutting themselves with a knife, even though someone was actually technically forcing them to do it, because the dude would just throw them off the train.
Yeah, that wouldn't even have crossed my mind. I mean, it's the movie, it's fake, it's not real. It wouldn't have crossed my mind to think that somebody might cut themselves because they're watching this show or the movie. But, I mean, I think it's a good thing that they're trying to reach out to people for mental health reasons and depression or whatever. But at the same time, I don't see the don't see the interaction between the showing of what's happening in the show to reality.
Well, on top of that, like I said, it doesn't. The story doesn't correlate to the message that they're putting out there.
But to be fair, a lot of people do watch these movies and shows and think that it's real.
Yeah. That's fair.
There's a lot of dumb people out there.
That's fair. Okay. Anyway, well, so that's a setup for this week. What you got? Anything off the top of your head?
So, I mean, I'm just saying right off the bat, I can think of not being in control of something that is not going well, and not being able to be able to control it when it already is out of control.
Example.
I don't know. So if somebody were a significant other who shares your financial situation goes out without your consent and buys a car.
Sound like you may have experience in this.
And buys an expensive car that was probably double the monthly price of what they should be paying. And then at that point, it kind of goes out of control because, I mean, what are you going to do about it now? There's already a financial investment that you can't get out of.
Yes, you've already signed on the dotted line, as they,
I did not sign on any dotted line, but I have to share the responsibility with somebody else's mistake.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's fair. I can see that. Now, would you like to say what kind of car it was?
No.
Oh. That was me trying to work it like a puppet. Yeah. Knowing you, knowing your personality, I can definitely see how that would, set you off a little bit. We'll see.
All right, I got another one. When people take things out of the microwave when time hasn't expired, and they leave the time on the microwave.
Yes! Yes! Yes, that is a great one. That fucking irritates the fuck out of me, too.
Just hit the
cancel button. Hit the cancel button. Hit the cancel button.
Why you gotta leave the time? Because I'm going up there, and I'm just thinking that it's just normal. I'm gonna put my 100, and I hit the button, and then nothing's happening when I'm touching the buttons, or I'm adding more time to it. So now there was 30 seconds left. I only want to put something in there for a minute. Now it's got a minute and 30 seconds or something.
That's right. I mean, in most modern microwaves, you go up, you hit like a 1 or a 2, it puts it in for like 1 or 2 minutes automatically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm not adding 1 minute.
I mean, I think the people that do that are just extremely selfish and lazy. Because now they're forcing me to press like an extra 2 buttons.
I think my next one would be when I'm because I don't watch the news anymore. But I used to get triggered all the fucking time watching the news because they would say something that is obviously fake and not true. And if somebody didn't have the background or the information otherwise, they would believe this and think it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I was actually, the news was going to be one of mine. That's why I don't watch the news anymore either. I can't. It's just like, they just try and show whatever opinion that, not necessarily even that, the anchor wants, it's whoever's signing their paycheck wants them to, shill. And, I mean, it's just so convoluted. I was talking to someone the other day about this. I was like, I don't think that any mainstream media organization, actually reports news anymore. It's all opinion, and editorial,
opinion and commentary on what's happening. But
what happened to the news?
They have specks of news, right? They have little tiny specks of news that there's some basis for the information, but it's generally completely twisted and distorted from the reality of the situation to frame a narrative to make you think and believe and to act in the way that they want you to.
Yeah.
I can say that this is the point, right? I always, for the most part, knew that the media would lie to you, or not specifically lie, but would twist things in a way to make you think a certain way. But the thing that got me is, I was never super big into politics prior to the 2016 election. And I mean, even before that, I didn't even vote in the 2016 election because I didn't think Hillary or Trump were worthy of my vote.
Yeah. You remember what I said back in 2016?
What's that?
I said, doesn't matter which one of them two wins. We're all still going to be fucked.
Right.
But at least if Trump wins, it's going to be entertaining.
That's true.
And you can't tell me it was not entertaining 4 years.
And I am a personal belief that if Hillary got elected, we would have been at a war with Iran within a year or two. But besides the point.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know now.
Right. So. Besides the point that when I really started seeing stuff is when Trump went to go visit the president or the king or whoever, the emperor of Japan, right? And they're walking across this balcony, and they start dropping flakes of food to the fish underneath in a pond, right? It's some completely like nondescript. It's not even an important action, right? So the emperor goes by and drops a couple sprinkles, and then he dumps the rest of the fish food into the pond. And then Trump walks up, he sprinkles a couple sprinkles, and then dumps the rest of the fish food into the pond. He does exactly what the emperor of Japan does. But when the media starts reporting it, right? They say that Trump tries to kill koi fish in Japan. What the fuck? And immediately at that point, I had a frame of reality on how ridiculous the media can be, and how stupid and how hard they can try to twist something into the president of the United States trying to kill the emperor of Japan's koi fish. I'm still triggered about it. You can see it. I'm still triggered about how stupid this is.
I knew that this was going to work out well. I agree. That is stupid. I don't remember that specific.
That is the specific moment where I was like, these people are completely full of shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and realistically, the only reason they do it is because they think it gets them, or ratings or viewership or clicks or whatever the hell they use for a metric of how successful they are nowadays.
Well, they got a click, all right. They got a click in my brain on I'm turning you off because you're fucking worth jack.
You're worth jack. Jack off.
I mean, I know my language has been pretty strong at this point, but I was trying to calm it down a little bit with my jack. I'm just going to say Jack's. Well, Justin's the worst thing, but.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Right. Anyways.
Another one for me.
Right.
Unless you want to continue to harp on the media.
I mean, is there enough time in the day?
We got at least another hour and a half of battery, so yeah.
I mean, the second media story that really got me was when and people still believe it today, and I try to convince people that it's not true, but remember when the thing happened in Carolina when they were taking down the statue and they were saying a bunch of Nazis and stuff like that?
Are you talking about the Confederate statues?
Yes.
Okay.
So you remember that?
I thought that was Virginia, though.
I don't remember where it was. It was somewhere down that area. Not really important. When Trump got up on the stage to talk to the media about it, he said that, I don't remember this exact wording. He said there was good people on both sides. The sentence directly after that, he said that there was that he completely condemns racists and white supremacists. The sentence directly after that. And the media just went with there's good people on both sides, as trying to state that Trump was saying that white supremacists are good people.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, and they duck around it, by this whole, editorial, right. Opinion piece, everything. It's like, you read an article, like, on the internet nowadays. The whole thing, you can read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to start skipping to the very last paragraph, because that's where they contradict everything they say. There is no evidence that any of this actually, they put these, printed in the end of the article. It's right. In print. They acknowledge that nothing that they have said for the, previous 2 pages or whatever is factually accurate.
Right.
So, what are you even doing? What is the point?
They're just leading people into being dumb.
Misleading people.
Yeah.
They're trying to, herd all the sheep, on the edge of the cliff. And it's just like, damn, come on.
And then even when they do make a mistake in the article, when they reprint it, millions and millions of people have read the article that was on the front page, but they're 2 weeks later, right? 2 weeks later, when they put the retraction or the correction in the middle or the back of the freaking newspaper or article, nobody sees it.
I agree.
There needs to be real ramifications for the, like, I personally believe that if you make a mistake or you report something inaccurately, you should spend the same amount of time or put that part of the retraction or correction in the same spot of the newspaper, magazine, or your news program. For example, I think for the next 2 years, CNN should talk about how the whole Russiagate thing was a hoax. That's what they should talk about for 4 years straight on CNN.
Yeah, but we all know that'll never happen.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to something else.
No.
I'm getting.
You're getting too triggered.
I'm wearing myself out on my triggering.
Anyway, okay. Another thing that gets me, and I realize that it's going to be a very unpopular one. Very, very unpopular. I'm definitely in a very, very small minority on this one. But something that triggers me is Christmas decorations.
Why do you hate Christmas decorations?
I don't know.
I don't know. You have a bad experience in Christmas.
No. Christmases were always good.
Were you ever forced to put Christmas decorations up, regardless of whether you wanted to or not?
Well, kind of weren't we all?
I mean, I always wanted.
Oh, you always wanted to.
I always wanted to put Christmas.
Honestly, when I was young, yeah, sure. Wanted to, but the older you get, it's just like, you start getting into like them early teen years. You're like, Christmas, who cares?
Well, I think maybe around my teen years also, I was kind of like that, not trying to reject society. I think everybody in their teen years tries to do something similar. But when you start to get older and you want to, I personally feel that you want to, if you're going to do something, you kind of want to take pride in it a little bit. And like if you're putting Christmas decorations up, you want to make it look good, and you want to try to be somewhat of a perfectionist. And you want to, every time you drive up to your house and look at the decorations that you put up, you want to feel good about it. I don't know. That's just me.
When I drive up to someone's house and I see Christmas decorations, I think about what's the best way to burn that motherfucker to the ground.
You heard it here first, people. When Greg drives by your house and sees Christmas decorations, he wants to burn your house down.
And the other thing that gets me, on the Christmas decoration thing is these motherfuckers out there that you know they have to be spending probably like hundreds and hundreds of hours setting this shit up, and probably spending thousands and thousands of dollars on their electric bill in the month of December.
Right, but then what's that have to do with you? They're wasting their own time. They're spending their own money.
I don't know. It sets me off for some reason. It's like, I mean, why don't you go out and solve world hunger or something? Do something productive.
So you think there's more important things for people to do?
Yes, I do.
You know, if they weren't putting those Christmas lights up, they'd probably be sitting there staring at their TV instead of doing something productive also.
I don't know. Do something that actually matters. So, yes, Christmas decorations trigger me.
Okay. I'll remember that.
Yeah, I bet you will.
he'll come into his house
I bet you will.
He'll come into his house one day. I'll have Christmas lights all over the room.
You're lucky I haven't took that shit outside and fucking down some gasoline and set on fire.
That's just decoration for next year. I mean, what is it? You got like a shiny Christmas tree, a shiny little Christmas tree, and like three Christmas stockings. That's it. Is that hundreds of man hours and millions of dollars I spent on Christmas decorations for the house?
Anyway, Christmas decorations. Yep.
I think you can say that a lot about a lot of things. But one thing that kind of did trigger me a little bit when I used to work at a pharmacy and I had to read prescriptions, right? So, and doctors famously have bad handwriting, and I have a theory behind that. I think it's because they're so self-important and self-involved that they don't care to think that somebody on the other hand has to read this thing.
Yeah.
They have no forethought to think, oh, somebody has to read this, so instead of my chicken scratch just throwing stuff all over the piece of paper, somebody's going to have to read it, so I'm going to write it so that somebody can see what the hell I'm talking about. Not to mention, it's extremely freaking dangerous, because what if somebody reads that paper wrong?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that's probably why they do, like, everything electronically nowadays.
Right.
So...
It's just...
This would not be something that would trigger you anymore if you were still a pharmacist.
They did... It was like half and half when I was working there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything's like digital
and
now.
not to mention they used to just send it through the computer.
Right.
That night they would have... There's ones that were hand filled out, and then there was ones that were printed out on a prescription, and then there was ones that just came through digitally across the system.
Right, but I mean... What I was saying is, no, you don't have like those little prescription pads anymore. They still do. They still do. Really?
Yeah.
I thought
they just don't use them as often.
I mean, I thought everything was like digitalized nowadays. Right.
Well, I mean, there's times when people like you would think like a truck driver, right? So a truck driver doesn't know where he's going to be or when he's going to go somewhere to get a prescription filled. So the doctor will write him out a prescription, hand it to him, and then he can take it to whatever pharmacy in the country that he wants to use it at that given time. Something like that. There's people that travel and move around, and sometimes they just still need paper prescriptions. Rarely. I mean, what are you going to do? Call a doctor and ask them to get a prescription filled? It takes like 2 or 3 days, or maybe 2 weeks for some doctors to get back to you. Just fill me out a piece of paper so I can take it wherever I want to take it.
Yeah. I mean, I understand where you're coming from on that. Next one for me is kind of slightly on the same lines of your microwave thing, but people being late. I
mean, it depends on what you're being late for. I mean, I don't mind, like, if I'm going somewhere, like going to a restaurant or something, I'll wait out in the car for like 10, 15 minutes, while listen to some music or watch a video or something like that. That doesn't bother me.
It bothers me. Okay, I'm of the opinion. All right, let's take this for example. All right, let's meet up at 12. Okay, I will give you a 5-minute grace period, but if it's more than 5 minutes, then I am fuming. I am so fucking mad because you're wasting my time, and my time is very valuable to me. I only got about 4 more years, so.
It doesn't, like being late. I mean, there's like if you're late like an hour or something like that.
Dude, if you're there an hour late, I am not in that parking lot.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, for like a restaurant or something like that. Yeah, I'm not waiting an hour. But if you're gonna be late, at least give me a message ahead of time telling me that I'm gonna be late. I don't need a reason for you to be late. I don't really. For the most part, it doesn't really matter. But just knowing the fact that you know and you're letting me know that you're going to be late.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is fair, and I will say yes. But if you don't, like, no call, no show.
Right. Just show up like half an hour later.
The steam is blowing out of my fucking head.
Yeah. Showing up a half an hour late with no reason, or I don't need a reason. I just need to know.
No. Yeah. I got you. But I mean, either way, I'm always been of the opinion. Okay, if you're gonna say you're gonna be somewhere at a certain point in time, you be there at that certain point in time. I mean, it's goddamn common human fucking decency.
I mean, things happen sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
If it's somebody that's constantly late, then it's a problem. But if somebody is like generally on time and just happens to show up late a little bit, but at least gives me a text or something like that, lets me know, it's not that big a deal to me.
Like I said, it's just something that triggers me.
I got you.
So, yeah.
All right. People that put the toilet roll on the wrong direction. The toilet roll should roll. There's the wall. Here's the wall. The toilet roll needs to.
Does it come over top or does it go down the back?
It's got to come down. It's got to come. The hanging side comes down the front. If it's the other way, what the fuck? It doesn't even work right. It doesn't even work right if you got it backwards.
Does it? I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna every day. I'm gonna go in your bathroom and I'm gonna turn the toilet roll backwards.
Good luck with that.
I don't know. I've never.
Because I don't use one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have no skin in this game, so
the toilet roll.
Make your point, man.
The toilet roll always flaps down the front side.
Flaps down the front.
The front.
I don't. Help me understand the mechanics of why it just doesn't work if it's coming in the back. Coming down the back.
When it's rolling down the front, you can just grab it from the front and you can go like that with one hand.
Okay,
if you do that on the other side, when you try to flip it, for some reason, I don't know the science behind it, but the friggin' toilet roll just starts unraveling itself when you try to jerk it.
I was unaware of this phenomenon.
It just annoys me. I don't know. Maybe it's also the fact that that's just the way it's supposed to be. That's just how it is. If you do it wrong,
in your mind, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right? Yes. If I'm in somebody's house, right? If I go to somebody's house,
are you flipping the toilet
paper? I'm flipping the toilet paper back over.
That's how committed you are.
Yes.
You're just.
I'll
show this motherfucker.
I will fix your toilet paper roll if it's backwards.
That's too funny. Oh man.
I mean, there's just like obvious things. I mean, like being lied to obviously triggers people. I mean, I don't. that triggers everybody.
I was more or less looking for like little tiny things.
Tiny things.
I mean, think about how I started out with the TV show thing. Just that little message popping up for like 3 seconds at the end of the television show. I was just like,
I think I'm running out of things, to be honest with you. I don't think.
No, I got another one.
All right.
Duck Dynasty beards.
It was just so dumb.
A beard that is that fucking large.
Okay, I thought you were talking about all the paraphernalia that they were selling.
No. I'm talking about someone who actually has a beard that is that fucking large, like a ZZ Top, kind of huge fucking beard.
I mean, if that's what they want to have, are you just jealous of the beard? Or?
No, I mean, not really. I just sit there and I look at it and I'm like, how is that fucking sanitary? How do you not just get like food stuck in there for like weeks at a time?
I mean, the hair, like if you have a beard, hair on your head is almost no different than hair on your face. So as long as you're using shampoo, it's not that big a deal. It's just as clean.
Right. I mean, like I said, I just look at it. I'm like, I bet you there's like, if you like shook that beard out, there's probably like 5 full crackers in there somewhere. Yeah, I mean,
so you're really triggered by beards with crackers in them.
Well, I mean, yes, but every time I see one, I just know that there's like some chunk of food in there that got lost in the crevice and the cracker. Right. In between some strand or whatever that just didn't get out. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it is cleaner.
And I also realize that a lot of people do like beards like that. Yeah. I mean, we have a good friend with a fairly large beard. Yes, talking to you there, creeper. But every time I see it, man, I'm just like, that can't. I just don't think it's sanitary. It's a sanitary reason in my mind.
Okay. That one definitely doesn't that one doesn't bother me at all. It does kind of bother me when I see people with like tattoo on their faces or strange coloring in their hair or something like that.
But like dyed hair, just
I like pink hair or green hair or purple hair. It bothers me because it's just like, why? So, it doesn't enhance you at all. It doesn't make you look better. It's not appealing at all.
All right, now going off that. So
I mean, it's less triggering than it is disappointing.
Disappointing. Okay.
I'm just disappointed in the person in general.
Okay. All right. Now another, good friend of ours,
right?
That we used to work with back in the day, used to dye his hair purple every year come football season.
I feel like that's like a fan thing,
right? But
it wasn't like
my question is, did that trigger? Were you disappointed in them? Rather, were you disappointed in them for showing team spirit?
Well, only because of what team he was cheering for, but I've never done it. I've never painted my face the color of a team or colored my hair the color of a team. I mean, I'll wear like a hat or a jersey or a shirt or something like that.
Have you ever in your entire life dyed your hair?
No.
Never.
I've never attempted to dye my hair. I've never dyed my hair.
Me neither. Well, I mean, I didn't dye it, but they did frost my tips when I did that weird haircut thing back in high school.
Right. Yeah, I never really. I mean, my hair's my hair. I mean, I don't really have.
That's right. Don't mess with the ginger recipe.
I mean, I can see you going with different hairstyles and stuff like that, and maybe people just don't like their hair or want to. I mean, I don't have a problem with people like bleaching their hair blonde or trying to go brunette or red hair or whatever makes them feel better. But there's really no reason for green or blue or purple. I mean, if you want to be a fan of a team and you want to do it just for like a game or two or something like that with something non-permanent, go for it. But
do you remember that every time he dyed his hair purple, it would turn pink because he was blonde? You know, after like a couple months.
I mean, you would think that if you put more that. I mean, isn't there different hair?
We love you, Sky, man.
Isn't there different hair coloring that just like temporary for like a day? So you just go. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about hair dyes.
I don't either. No, yeah. So yeah.
I feel like as long as it's like a natural hair color, it doesn't really bother me. But when you start getting like crazy colors and stuff like that, it's just weird.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean that's fair. Would you consider like red like that kind of like stocking red right there? Would you consider that
natural?
Natural?
I feel like
something like that would get me going.
Yeah, dyeing your hair should be like a natural hair color type. Unless you're doing it for like Halloween or something like that. I can see like a costume hair color or something like that, but something non-permanent that's just there for like a day or two. But if you're going with that style of green, you've got green hair. What are you trying to tell me? I don't know. Are you a zombie? I don't know.
Tell me the morning to you.
All right.
Where's me Lucky Charms?
And even more permanent is the face tattoos. I mean,
and that's where that whole little rant there started. Face tattoo. I can't. Yeah. Why would you want a tattoo on your face?
The only thing I can think of is because you're ugly as fuck and you're trying to hide something.
If you're out there and you have a face tattoo, let us know down in the comments what your thought process was behind, electing to do that. Because I want to know. I want to know for sure.
I mean, I know there's cultural things where people have like cultural face tattoos and stuff like that around the world, but in our society in general, I mean, most of this is based on normalization, right? I feel like people should have some form of normalization in the society that they live in. I mean, I get that people try to rebel and try to make themselves different from everybody else, but I don't get the face tattoo thing. And I know there's famous people out there and with face tattoos. I don't know if that helped them become famous. I doubt it did. I think it has more to do with talent than it does with that you just put a 69 on your face or you got a hog underneath your lip or something like that.
I forgot about those people that started getting tattoos on the inside of their lip.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Ooh, I don't know why you would do that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it's not necessarily the one that triggers me.
It doesn't make you special. It makes you weird. I mean, I'm not saying
that's a situation where I just look at him and I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I do that in general when people just have face tattoos. That's just my basic. It's like disappointment. Well, disappointment type. I don't know.
I'm generalizing the whole face tattoo thing. Like if I see someone with a face tattoo, out in public, I'm just like. Something happened to you when you were a kid.
Yeah, mental issues.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I got another one.
All right.
And when I was formulating this idea the other night, right after I saw that message, so I started thinking about other things that trigger me.
Right.
When you and this is one that's fairly pertinent. We won't go into great detail on it, but when you contact someone either via text message or via phone call, and they're not doing anything, and you don't get a response, or I would actually even prefer just to have a response like, "Oh, I'll give you a call in so and so time," or "I'll look busy. Get back to you."
Yeah. Well, I'm famous for leaving my phone in random spots around my house.
Well, I know this. This is why you get a little bit of a pass, but
Right, so I leave my stuff all over the place. I barely talk to anybody throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the month in general. I barely talk to people. And I am famous for leaving my phone just random spots all around the house and not knowing about it until I really look for it.
What? Wait, on a side note, what is the strangest place that you have found your phone after you have misplaced it?
Somehow or other, I set it on the back of the toilet, right? And it fell behind. It fell behind
behind the tank.
Yes, behind the tank.
And
I was like, "Where the fuck is my phone?" All for like 2 hours. I was like, "Where is my phone?" I walked over to my neighbor's house and rang the doorbell and asked him, "Can you call my phone? I cannot find my phone."
Why is my toilet ringing? Oh no! Obviously, it wasn't inside the tank. It fell behind.
Yes, it fell
so
behind
it was
the
still
tank.
dry.
Right. But it's in a weird spot where you would never look. Who looks behind the toilet tank for their phone?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. That's
for
sure.
I knew the last place I saw it was in the bathroom. I looked everywhere in the bathroom. And I'm like, it's got to be right here in the open, right? I'm not going to put my phone in a cabinet or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty interesting. I'm actually curious as to how it.
There was just I don't
how it fell off the top of the tank. It had to have got hit by something.
I mean, or else I just laid it on the edge.
Either that, or you had some serious issues going on that day, and be like, ah, ah, and then accidentally knocked it.
Right. I don't know how it got there. It's one of those magical things, like elves stealing your socks.
What?
You know how you only have left socks? Because the elves steal all your right socks.
No, it's because the washer, the dryer eats them.
Oh, is that it?
That's what it is.
Alright, I thought it was elves this whole time. I didn't know washers and dryers were programmed to eat a sock.
What else are they going to eat other than fabric?
I don't know. But why don't they ever eat my left leg of my pants? They only eat my sock.
So you're telling me you actually have left socks and right socks?
No. I just have odd pairs of socks.
Because this was about to be something that triggers me.
Then yes, I do have left socks and right socks. I actually I get a package of socks, right? And then I look at the socks and I'm like, that's a left, and I just write L on the bottom.
Right, and then you mark them L and R
right,
and everything.
Right,
and then when you go to put one on, you're like, oh wait, hold on, that's left.
Yep, I gotta make sure I put it on the right foot.
No, that's not right. You can't do that.
Because
there's no order in the world.
When you wear a sock one time, it starts to fit around that foot, right? So. And it just feels odd putting a left sock on a right foot.
I actually wonder if there are people out there. I'm sure there probably are.
There is now.
Yes. What can I say? We're visionaries. We're trendsetters. Jesus fucking Christ. Left and right socks.
Right, that's all I got.
No. You know what? That is something that fucking irritates me.
What's that?
You're right. Going on the sock thing. What the fuck does happen to those socks? Where did they go? Forget about the left-right thing. You always wind up, after you do a load of laundry, with like an odd number of socks.
I'm telling you,
How does that happen?
How
does that happen?
There are sock gnomes out there, and they live underneath your bed, right? And when they see a sock, they steal one.
I don't know about a sock gnome. I'd actually, I would think that, the idea of the washer and dryer actually eating them is more plausible than a sock gnome. Like, it drinks like laundry detergent and fabric softener.
Right.
And it eats fabric.
Does it just pick a sock?
But socks are just easiest because of the smallest.
Does it just pick a sock out because it picks one sock and it's like, I'm gonna deteriorate you, and it just like turns it into like nothingness.
You're my nutrition for the month. Son of a bitch.
See, I've always had problems with my my washer intestines. getting jammed with socks. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to put, let it have a little, downy in there, to keep everything flowing.
Okay.
Clean.
So don't put Maalox in there like I've been doing.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. No wonder your clothes smell like shit.
I'm starting to think we should get just no sleep altogether when we're doing these.
Just what?
No sleep altogether.
No sleep?
I mean, I had like 3 hours of sleep last night.
I went to bed at normal time. Like I said, I didn't know it was daylight savings.
Right.
So I mean, I was expecting you to come over an hour later, but I was, what the fuck are you doing? It's 11 o'clock. I'm like, no, it's 12.
Are you triggered that I was early?
No, I'd rather you be early than late.
Like an hour?
I mean, it was extended. I made you wait while I took a shower.
Yeah.
Did that trigger you?
No, I just watch his videos. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Anything else? I'm thinking. I know there's more stuff.
I'm sure there is. If I really sat and thought about it for a while, I could probably come up with some more stuff. But I mean, we're at like 46 minutes anyways. We're at pretty much a full episode.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to have to get clipped, but yeah, no, we're good. We'll just end it there.
I mean, I think most of it was good. I don't think it really needed to be clipped all that much.
Oh, no.
I think it was straight through.
Well, I mean, also, yeah, I'll tell you after we're done. Let's close it
All right.
up. All right, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Episode 15 of the Bangcast. We talked about stuff that triggers us.
And washers and dryers eating our clothing.
And other stuff, yeah. Very true. So if you found any of this bit of content enjoyable, remember to like, share,
and subscribe. Hit the bell button.
Getting better at that.
I don't know.
I liked it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm of course Gregor Guy, joined here by Casey. Yeah, episode 15 of the Bangcast. Man, I actually had. I didn't know how it was going to work out going on because it literally was like something I pieced together
right.
last night.
I think it went well.
I liked it. I enjoyed getting you animated about shit too. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen out there watching, have a wonderful day.